Hello everyone. So winter break already started, or summer break if you're in the north. Anyways, that means we're already halfway through the year, and I want to show all the funds that I've gotten in this first half of 2026. As you can see, they are a lot. Actually, I counted them and they are 30 phones. But first, I gotta show the updates. And what do I mean by updates then? Uh, Updates are phones that started working, I broke. Uh, no. Uh, the updates are basically phones that started working again or that I broke during this 2026. So let's start. First off, I finally got the dock to charge these Motorola Tangos, and they totally work. You look at this. Uh, Dead battery? Is it flat now? Anyways, the CTI Tango, it's password locked, and the Mobicom Tango works perfectly. Now, I've got a SIM card for the C150. As you can see here, I didn't have a SIM card for this phone, but now I have. So now I can see that it totally works. See? Now for the Motorola B555, I could test it, and I could see that the SIM card reader doesn't work, and it's a personal phone, and yeah, I cannot use it because I need a SIM card to get to the system of this phone, and it doesn't read SIM cards. Then we got here Samsung GTE 2121. Started working actually. I thought it didn't work, but now it works for some reason. It started working out of nowhere on a random day. And now this LG T310 I broke. Yeah, I broke the power button on this phone. So now it won't turn on, and its battery will be used by Motorola's now. Another phone that I broke is this Philips, that I broke the flex on the display. Yeah, now you can just leave that like this. By the way, I already got it cracked like this, so it wasn't my fault. Now we got onto this Motorola E4 Plus that actually started working again because it was water damage, and I decided a random day to turn it on and realized it makes sounds, but the display doesn't work. So then I opened it, and I saw that the display flex is actually broken, and I need to get a new display actually. And lastly, the Huawei Y9 2019. Uh, I made a transparent mod on it, and that's all. It still has the flat battery, and I still didn't get the battery. Yeah, that's it. Those are all the updates. Now we can move on to the 2026 phones. So we got here Motorola i1000 Plus, works on Nextel, but sadly has a really bad battery, doesn't hold any charge. Let me show you. We are already here charging the phone, as you can see, and I'll turn it on and show you. That's all it does, basically. And when I take out the charger, oh, I can't with one hand. Yeah, immediate death. So yeah, that's what's wrong with this phone. Anyways, now we can move on to these phones, these two. This is a Huawei Ascent Y210 from 2013. I forget, this one is from 1999. And it doesn't work, doesn't have a power button, and it doesn't have a camera camera module. And I think that this button's flex cable is broken. Yeah, this was a parts only phone. And then we got here Samsung Galaxy Core 2, which also doesn't work. I mean, you can see why, no? Doesn't charge, doesn't do anything. It's probably water damage though. Now we got here XView Proton Jade. Oh, focus. Doesn't work as well. And I saw why. The battery and the charging port are soldered separately because Chinese. And that's why it doesn't work. And the battery is most likely flat. We got here Samsung SCH F480. Doesn't work. Well, it boot loops. And this battery is flat. I tested it with my Samsung Star and it's completely flat. Now we got here the first working phone from here, the Nokia 5200. Works on CTI. We got the button doesn't exist, and the display is a bit damaged in there, but otherwise it works perfectly. Look at that. Also, I forget, the back key doesn't work, and it doesn't recognize headphones. Maybe broken headphone jack, I don't know. Now we got here the first of the two Nokia Asha 503s. This one works and it's unlocked. There we go. Made the vibration there. See, works. We'll come back to this later. Now we got here Samsung Chat 222. Works on Claro. And some keys sometimes don't work, sometimes they do. It's really weird actually. We're also coming back to this later. Now I'm going to take your battery out. I need it for other Nokias that are going to appear on this video. Also you. There we go. This Nokia is the Nokia 6060. Works on CTI. Works perfectly actually. It's really perfect. The only thing is that it's missing the back cover. And that's the only bad thing about this phone. That it's missing the back cover. Now we got here Motorola Teletech 250. Works just like the Tangos, and I cannot show it because the battery is flat today. Sad, sad, sad. We got here And Ericsson, I forget the model actually, let me see. Ericsson A1228. Yeah. Uh, it's untested, but most likely it's on the Movicom network because it doesn't have a SIM card slot. Now we got here Nokia 100, I mean 500. The 100 is another phone, sorry. And it works unlocked. Yeah, we're going to come back to this later. Takes a while to boot. We got here Samsung Galaxy J2 Prime, actually the fourth one that I got, and the first gray one, and it's water damage. Yeah. Better yet, has a generic battery, not even the original one. Gonna need the battery. Now we got here the Max West Uno Clam. Very generic phone actually. Doesn't work. Display is very dead. You can see the dead pixels in there. Maybe not, no, you don't see them. But they exist. There are a lot of them. Of course it's MediaTek. We got here also Motorola B220 on CTI. This one is a bit funny because you have to angle it like this to see something on the display. Well, this time doesn't want to do it. But trust me, the only way is like this. No other way. Other way? No, no. That doesn't exist. There we go. Well, now it's like this. But yeah, this phone is really effed on the display. Now moving on. Yeah, I need the battery from this. The Samsung Beat Pop, but most people here know it as the Genoa. But I call it the Beat Pop because that sounds better. And I can say I have a Corby. But anyways, works on Claro. Probably my only fully working Samsung with that has TouchWiz instead of Android. Because then we got that and the Samsung Start that has a broken touchscreen. Now we got here the Ericsson KF788. Doesn't work because it got nightmares on it. Yeah, it's really damaged on the inside. Same thing here on this Motorola. Talk about D2267. I mean, at least it's only that part because I saw the PCB of the main phone and it's perfect. The only bad thing is that battery cover. Now we got here Alcatel One Touch 557, works on personal and it's so le French. And I was charging this phone today, right? and I found corn on it. So it's joining the horny phone collection that I've got. This is why this phone is so le French. It's so weird. Now we got here a more normal phone, Motorola B3. Uh, you can see there that both displays are cracked actually, and all the pixels are dead, and something else doesn't have one pin on the battery. I wonder who had this phone, and I wanna know what they did to it. Because I wanted a P3, but a working one, not one of these. Well, I got it in a phone lot anyways. Another F of phone is this Motorola B235 on personal. Works, but yeah, look at the display. Oh no! And it's not only the internal, also the external display. So I might buy a display for this if I ever find one, because I don't think I can find parts for this type of phones. Now we got here Samsung SCH 636, works on personal, but sadly I cannot show it because it's a very janky way to actually make it work. We got here Sony Ericsson Walkman W580i, works on Claro, and again janky way to make it work, so I cannot show it on the video. It also has a broken speaker. And we got here BlackBerry Curve 8520 on Claro. It's untested because it didn't come with the battery. Then we got here the Samsung Jet 335, works on Claro and has a broken trackpad. And yeah, I use a Nokia battery to make it work because I don't have the original battery. Now we got here the Samsung Galaxy Y Pro, a black one, works on Claro. It's just like the white one that's on Claro. And here we got Sony Ericsson Xperia Neo B, very long name, and it boot loops. Yeah, boot loops never turns on, and I have to turn it on with a Motorola battery that doesn't even fit. So yeah, that's just like that and that. We are already almost on the end. We got here Motorola i418, works on Nextel, and I use the battery from the B235 to make it work, so I cannot show it. Then we got here the Nokia Asha 503, the other one on Claro this time, and as you can see in much worse condition. That one is almost brand new, and well, you can see the damages on this one. What have they done to it? Yeah, we're going to wait until this turns on. Mm, mm, mm. Look at that clear animation. That one doesn't have the clear animation. And yeah, this one has the claro bloodware. And lastly, we got here a generic phone. Again. Anyways, this is a Hyundai D245 and works. Look at that. Yeah, there's your generic watermark, the MediaTek sounds. And yeah, as you could see on the menu, it's dual SIM. Yeah, that's it. Those are all the phones that I've gotten in 2026 so far. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and goodbye.